back. I don't even know what to say. It's been the last video. Obviously, we're picking up right where the last video dropped off, but truthfully, where the last video dropped off was probably January. It's now August. It's been a little bit. It took forever, and this is what we were waiting for. Instead of buying a new crank, went and got the crank rebuilt by a local guy, and things just kind of fell through the cracks on that one. Unfortunate, but we're back. We're ready to go. I haven't filmed anything basically since then. I haven't done anything since then. This morning on the bike, I pulled the triple clamps off and greased in there. Put some bars on. Grab my cases. Or got my case over there, chilling, ready to go. Other than that, I haven't done anything. I've been kind of waiting and thinking and trying to figure out what I'm going to do and where I'm going to start and all of those things. I think I'm contemplating what I'm going to do and where I'm going to do or where I'm going to start, because I don't want to start here, but the rest of the build is easy. Literally, this is going to be the hardest part for me, is figuring out the transmission and just getting it in and correct. Going to be the hardest part for me, but I set it out the same way that the shifts forks were in there, which is great. So we just have to put it back together, make sure everything is right, and we'll be good to go. So back in action, getting the tripod back out, dusting the cobwebs off. Like the last video showed, everything's got dust on it. We got to clean everything, give it the full rundown, give it the full JetBoyCo, detail and cleaning and preparation, and get this 125 done. There's a lot to be done. There's a lot to do. Without further ado, let's get this crank and the transmission back in this motor. All right, ladies and gents, let's get it.
Got a map around your finger while it's on the trigger. Your secrets burning up. Can't pretend to cover up the demons inside your lungs, inside your guts. You're walking and you run away. Slow talking but you're acting nine. Slow walking, taking up no step. Ego's gonna trip, wanna watch you lose your grip. Sky walking and you run away. Slow talking but you're acting nine. Sky walking, taking up no step. Ego's gonna trip, wanna watch you lose your grip. You're so reckless. Oh, well, then.
All right, a little moment of truth here. I always do this every time I put a motor back together. Get the bottom end together, put the transmission together, put the crank in, and then I will put the shift fork and the shift shaft and all of that in, put the shifter on, and we're going to shift through the gears and see if it shifts. So we got neutral right here. Now we're in first gear. Now we just went up to second gear, third gear, fourth gear, fifth gear, oh baby, sixth gear, and then we're locked out. So then we can go fifth gear, fourth gear, third gear, second gear, and into neutral. Yeah, baby, back in business. So now that we know that our transmission's in right, we've got our crank in right, we'll take the shifter back off and then get to doing seals like this. Get our little woodruff keys in here, cut this stuff out, start doing all sorts of little stuff, working our way basically around the motor, getting all this in and getting it shaped up. First off, we'll spin it around and get that other piece in.
Skywalking, yeah, your breath's away. Smoke talking, but you're acting mine. Skywalking, taking up no step. Ego's gonna trip, wanna watch you lose your grip. Skywalking, yeah, your breath's away. Smoke talking, but you're acting mine. Skywalking, taking up no step. Ego's gonna trip, wanna watch you lose your grip. Skywalking, you're up so high. Skywalking, yeah, you're up so high.
Just like that. Clutch side is done. From this side, we got a motor. I mean, come around to the other side. We're still open and hanging out, but from here, that's a motor. Things really coming along. We're getting there. And then look at this. So we've got that. And as we do that, then our table starting to thin out in the middle here where I had a lot of the engine internals, like bottom end stuff. It's all thinning out. And now we're starting to skirt down to the top end and get some of this like towards the end stuff, which is sick. Up next, we'll be doing the sprocket and the stator and the flywheel and all of that stuff on that side. But I had to get the clutch side done so that it would be chilling. I was like, all right, I'm gonna hammer that one out. So we're doing good. We're gonna keep it pushing, and then we're gonna actually spin the motor around, and now we're gonna do the flywheel side. So without further ado, let's get into the flywheel. Done. Just need to add oil and she'll be ready to go. So without further ado, we're gonna start on the old frame here. As you can tell, one of my stops last week was to get some of the magic spray, the good old SC1, and just trying to get this, you know, little stuff looking brand new. The hoses, I mean, like, even I tried to get this hose better, but it just, she looks a little dirty, but like up here looks good. Just making this baby look brand new, as good as I can. But without further ado, let's drop the old motor in the old frame here. It's go time. that. That means we got fresh reeds in there. Those are gonna be fresh, ready to go. And that is where we're gonna stop the build for right now. This is all you guys get to see in this video. We've got the front end on, the number plate, front fender, and the fork guards. Engine. The swing arm, got the shock in. Things are starting to come along. I was waiting on a couple pieces for the subframe. I was waiting on the reeds. I had the seat cover to do. I took this sprocket off and I gotta put this new sprocket back on. All of these things, everything's going in, everything's coming together, and as you can tell, we're in the final stages of the build. Now that we've got basically a whole bike sitting here, it's just a matter of getting wheels on it. It would look more like a bike if it had wheels on it. So I have to still do, this one needs a tube, and that needs that tire pulled off and the one behind it put on. So that's up next. That's what's to come in the next video. And that's where we're gonna leave this video. We're gonna end it off. Next video is gonna begin, and we're gonna do the final build. Maybe even get some riding clips in the next one. We'll see what happens. But without further ado, that's the end of the two-part final build to the 125. Thank you guys all for watching. Dirt bike lifestyle. We're hanging out in the shop, doing garage things, doing mechanic stuff, and I can't thank you guys enough for watching. So we're ending this one off, and we'll see you guys in the final build video. See you later. Peace.